Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Just make sure you keep your voice up so members of the jury can hear.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Monique Ellis.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Monette.
Good morning.
Can you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
I'm Monique Ellis.
All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Monette, you had just told us your name. Where are you from?
Originally from Dilley, Texas.
Could you speak into the microphone a little bit? It's a little hard.
Originally from Dilley, Texas.
Where's Dilly?
I'm halfway between here and Laredo.
And are you a little nervous?
A little.
It's okay. Tell us a little bit about your family. Do you have any kids?
I have 3 girls,
Okay, how old are they?
20, 11, and 9.
And who's their father?
Jesus Prado,
And how long have you known Jesus?
22 years.
When did you meet him?
It was the summer of 2001.
And how old would you have been around that time?
16, 15, 16.
Did y'all go to high school together?
He wasn't in high school. So no.
That you knew him at your, I guess, high school age.
Yes.
And did you guys start having a romantic relationship?
It was friendship at first and then went from there.
And at what point did y'all start seeing each other romantically?
It was in around September of 01.
And how long did y'all date?
We dated up until we got married in September of 2012.
So 11 years?
11 years before we got married.
Okay. And did you have any children in that time?
We had our oldest daughter within that time.
And is that Madison?
Yes.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a medical assistant. I work in an OBGYN office.
And what did Jesus do while you were married or together, I should say?
He did oil field work. He did towing. He worked for a company that rented out heavy machinery. He would haul to job sites.
And you said you got married in 2012?
Yes, ma'am.
And in the, what was it, 22, 21 years you were together all together? Were you happy at times?
Yes, of course.
After you were married, did y'all have more children?
Yes, we had our younger 2 daughters,
And what are their names?
McKinley, Sue, and Malin.
And in 2023, how old were they?
7 and 9.
And tell us a little bit about your marriage, just in general, before we get to 2023.
Happy family, just trying to make it in the world. Up and down. We had our great times. We had our hard times. Like any normal married couple would, fight over bills, things like that.
But on average, you were happy for a while?
I was very happy for a while. Yes.
Did that change at some point?
Yes.
And what prompted the change?
Life got hard. COVID hit, it affected everybody. And then in 2021, we lost a very important member of our family. And that hit everybody hard.
Who's that?
We lost his brother. And it was very hard for everybody.
And how did that affect your relationship with Jesus?
I was just trying to be there for him, be strong for him as much as I could. But, they were very close. It was hard for him. I was just trying to be strong and be the wife that I could for him, but it was just it got too hard.
And so when you say you were trying to be there for him, do you feel like it wasn't working?
I felt like I wasn't doing enough. Um,
How did your relationship with him change?
we lost his brother, and then we were trying to plan a big party for our daughter around the time, and bills are piling up. It was just getting hard. Um, we were fighting a lot of the times over bills, and it got to the point where I was just tired of asking for help, and I felt like I wasn't getting it in return.
Early on in your marriage, was Jesse ever in any accidents?
Yes, very early on when we first got together, he was in an ATV accident. Um, and he was transferred to Wolford Hall. And then in Easter, I don't remember what year, but him and his oldest son were in a very bad car accident, and they bumped heads several times in the accident. And he was in university for a few days.
So the one at Wilford Hall, what were the majority of his injuries in that one?
He had a few broken ribs. He had a burn on his arm because the ATV fell on top of him. The exhaust pipe fell on his arm. I think he had a punctured lung, several broken ribs. I think he was,
And you said that was early on. Was there a decent amount of time in between that accident and the second one?
yes,
Okay. Like years?
yes.
Okay. After that first accident, did you ever notice any changes in his personality,
No,
in
No.
his temperament?
no. Besides the normal, fighting about bills here and there.
Sure.
No,
Any changes in his ability to regulate his emotions or control his temper?
no, not really.
Then after the second accident, the one where he was in with his son, after, I know you said they bumped heads, after he recovered from that one, did you ever notice any changes in his personality?
No.
And do you remember what year that was?
Maybe 07, 08.
So like almost 10 years ago. And you never noticed any changes in his ability to regulate his emotions or control his temper after that? So skip ahead to the year that you guys lost his brother. You said that was 21?
I believe it was 21.
Okay. And things started to get difficult between you and your marriage. Was the change between you two, was it related to the stress and anxiety that I guess was going on in y'all's life at the time?
I think it was a whole lot of everything going on.
And so at what point did you decide it's time to call it? This isn't getting any better.
One day we just got into a really bad fight. I was trying to leave for work. He didn't want me to leave. He went and slapped me, and I just grabbed my keys and I left, and I said I was done.
He slapped you in the face?
Mm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Sorry, if anytime you say it's hard for Cindy to take it down, so we just have to get the verbal answers. Before it got to that point, did you ever ask Jesse to try to do anything to work on y'all's relationship?
I cried for help. I asked for marriage counseling several times. I just wanted a little bit of help. We worked opposite hours. He worked nights, I worked days. But we still had children that we needed to take care of. And I just felt like I was drowning, working full time, coming home, doing homework, finishing up with dinner, bathing the girls, laundry. I begged him for just a little bit of help, and I asked for marriage counseling a couple times, and um, I know one of the responses was, why do we want to go to counseling if I don't want to talk to him? But I was trying to talk to him. I just felt like I wasn't being heard.
And apart from him declining to go with you to marriage counseling and the slap, well, no, I guess not apart from, but subsequent to that, you said that you left and you were done. And do you remember about what time that was, time of year?
I think that was in January of 23.
Okay. But if we're just looking at the timeline, things started to get difficult between you two sometime around 2021. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And in between 2021 and 2023, did you have an affair?
Yes, unfortunately, I did.
Is that something that you're proud of?
It's not my brightest moment, but yes, I stepped out of our marriage.
And do you remember approximately when that was?
November of 22 is when it started.
Okay. And so that would have been a year and a half or so after the problems between you guys started.
Yes, ma'am.
And after he had declined marriage counseling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so was the person that you were having the affair with, was that the reason that you wanted out of your marriage?
No, not at all.
After the slap, what did you do?
I grabbed my keys and I left. And I went to my parents' house, stayed there for a little bit. And I think at that point he realized,
You think he realized what?
I don't know at that point if he knew that I was serious, but he was still willing to work on our marriage. At this point is when he wanted to start working on our marriage.
And when you went to your parents that first time, you said this was around January of 23.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you stay gone permanently or did you go back to try again?
I went back to try again, hoping things would change, but they didn't. I know I started to get a little depressed. I didn't feel like there was any change happening at all. And so I left again and went back to my parents' house.
During this time, did Jesse send you any text messages wherein he threatened to damage y'all's property?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Sharon?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1 and ask if you recognize State's Exhibit 1.
Yes.
What is State's Exhibit 1?
Text messages back and forth
Between
me and Jesse.
And does State's Exhibit 1 reflect a time frame of when these text messages are taking place?
Yes.
What's the time frame?
They started January 13th of 23.
And is State's Exhibit 1 a fair and accurate screenshot of this portion of the text exchange between you and Jesse Prado?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, we'd like to offer into evidence State's Exhibit 1.
Any objection?
No objection.
State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted without objection.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
It is now, sorry. Okay. Can you see this on the screen in front of you, Monique?
Yes.
Okay. The top message on State's Exhibit 1, is that from Jesse to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is Jesse telling you?
We need to put the house on the market before he burns the bitch down.
And what is your response to him?
Told him to please stop.
And what did he say in response to that?
Like I said, I'm not going to be your roommate. I'm just ready to get this over with, tired of the lollygagging.
Okay. And then the next message after that, is that in relation to your daughter?
Yes, ma'am. Our oldest daughter.
And then after he's told you, I guess somewhat angrily with the exclamation points, that he wants to burn the house down, what does he say at 8:17 a.m. the next day?
He doesn't want a divorce. He meant his vows taken 10 years ago, but he meant his vows.
And then what does he say a little further down?
You're cold-blooded. Who are you leaving me for? Really thinking about burning the bitch down, real talk.
So in this text message, he goes from talking about burning the house down to telling you he doesn't want a divorce to talking about burning the house down again. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That kind of back and forth, him lashing out, asking you for something, I guess, changing his temperament back and forth. Was that common in your communication after you let him know that you were done in the marriage?
Yes.
So how long were you back home before you decided this isn't the same? We're not gonna be able to fix this, before you decided to move out for good?
Maybe about a week. A little over a week.
Okay. So at the end of that month, in January 29, did something else happen between you and Jesse that concerned you?
Yes.
What was that?
Um, and she told me that he had locked himself in our bedroom, in his bedroom, and just yelling F-bomb at the top of his lungs. And so I had called it in just to do a welfare check. But
And that was, you had been at the house and y'all were fighting, and then when you left, is that what he did? He locked himself in the bedroom?
yes.
And so at what point did you make him aware that you wanted a divorce?
I filed for divorce March 2nd of 23.
Did you move out for good before that?
Yes.
Okay.
I moved out the middle of February of 23.
Okay. And did you go back to your parents at that point?
I went back to my parents.
And I guess just for the record, I haven't done it yet, but do you see the person that you knew as Jesus Prado here in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Can you please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing?
Right there in the suit.
There's a few people in the suit. Anything else you could be more specific?
White shirt, suit.
Okay. May the record reflect she's identified the defendant, Your Honor. Okay. So when you moved out, you went to your parents. Where did your younger daughters go?
Our younger two came with me. And our oldest daughter stayed with him at the house. I let her stay because she has her own routine. She was taking care of the dog. You know, she's in high school. She's very independent.
And what was the arrangement that y'all had come to as far as how you were going to share custody of the girls until the divorce was final?
Um, it was kind of back and forth for a little bit. We finally had come up with a verbal agreement that the girls, the two little ones, would go to our neighbor's house after school. And he would pick them up until I got off of work, and then I would pick them up from him.
And so you were equally trying to spend time with the girls.
Yes.
And when you moved out and said you wanted a divorce, you weren't trying to take the girls from him.
No, never. Never.
And do you remember the address of that home that you used to live at with him?
Yes.
What was that address?
6239 Alta Puerta.
May I approach the witness room?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 2 for identification purposes and ask if you recognize State's Exhibit 2.
Yes.
What is State's Exhibit 2?
It's an aerial view of our community.
And do you see your address on that aerial view?
Yes.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of your community?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state would like to offer that as State's Exhibit 2.
No objection.
All right, State's Exhibit number 2 is admitted without objection.
And Your Honor, the state has an exact duplicate of State's Exhibit 2 for demonstrative purposes that we'd like to offer as State's 2A for demonstrative purposes.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, you may proceed.
So, for right now, I'm just gonna. So when you moved out, what was the plan with the house? Were you both on the mortgage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was the plan with the house?
We were kind of back and forth with it. I knew I couldn't afford it on my own, so I had wanted him to stay in it as long as possible. But I know realistically we should have just put the house on the market. It was just a bunch of back and forth because he was still trying to work on the marriage, and that's why he didn't want to put it on the market.
Did you try to make it clear to him that you weren't interested anymore in staying in the marriage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And for that time between March and when this happened in October, was that a lot of conversations that y'all would have?
Yes, ma'am.
So how was your relationship with him in that time? Besides those arguing about whether your divorce is going to proceed or not, was the co-parenting going okay? Were y'all getting along well otherwise, or how was that?
For the most part, it went okay. I was trying to work with him as much as I could. It worked for a little bit. I think because it would go okay for a little bit, but then I guess he would get too comfortable and I wasn't submitting to him like he wanted me to, and he would just get angry again.
So let's move to October of 2023. Do you remember having a text exchange as well as phone calls back and forth between you and Jesse the night before this incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell the jury a little bit about how that started, if you remember.
Um, text messages started late at night on the 18th. Back and forth, calling me several times, asking me asked me where the guy lived that I had the affair with. I couldn't remember. I don't know where he moved to. He didn't believe me. It was just a bunch of back and forth text messages and phone calls.
Okay. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as state's exhibits 3 through 8. You to just look through those and see if you recognize
Yeah.
them. And what are state's exhibits 3 through 8?
Text messages between me and Jesse.
Around that time frame we were talking about, October 18th
October
and 19th
18th and 19th. Yes, ma'am.
of 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And apart from the redactions that were made to comply with the rules of evidence, are state's exhibits 3 through 8 are inaccurate copies of your text with Jesse?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer in the evidence states 3 through 8.
Other than previous objections, any objections to states 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8?
Just our comments at the bench bar judges, they're our only.
All right, so states exhibits 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 will be admitted.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to start with 3. Yeah. Now, a minute ago, you were talking about how the calls and the texts on the night of the 18th had to do with him asking where the guy that you had been seeing lived. Is that what we're seeing in the top of State's Exhibit 3?
Yes.
And when you tell him you don't know where he lives, what was Jesse's response?
He kept asking me over and over why I did it and just tell me where he lives. I told him I don't know. And he says, answer.
And then the next morning, do the text messages and calls begin again?
Yes.
And actually, before we talk about the next morning, do you remember on the night of the 18th, were there calls beyond just the text messages?
Yes.
And tell the jury a little bit about those phone calls.
Very angry, back and forth, phone calls. He wanted to know where he lived. I truly couldn't answer him because I didn't know. At one point, because I didn't know, at one point he made the comment, "What would you do if I had a gun to Madison's head right now?" And I told him to stop.
Did you know Jesse to have guns in the house?
Yes.
Did he have a lot of guns in the house?
He had a few. I couldn't tell you how many, but
Did you know Jesse in your relationship to be familiar with and use guns often?
yes, he played paintball all the time. We grew up in a small town, so he would always go out hunting.
Did he build rifles as a hobby?
Sometimes, yes.
And when you all were living together with your 3 daughters in the home, would he keep guns in the home?
Yes.
Would he lock them up?
No.
And did you ever ask him to?
I did. Because the 2 little ones were little. I would ask him to, and he said no. He needed easy access for protection in case anything happened. In case, like a break-in or something.
Now, after he made the comment about what would you do if I had a gun to Madison's head right now, how did you react?
I told him to stop. Um, and then we hung up the phone and I called my best friend, to go over to the house to check on him and our daughter,
And what's her name?
Selena.
And without going into anything she told you, did she go over there to try to calm the situation down?
Yes.
And were you notified of her efforts later on?
Yes, she texted me.
Again, without without going into what she said, but she let you know she went over there.
Yes, and try to calm everything down for the night.
And then did you hear from him any further after that?
No.
So then the next morning, is that when further communication begins?
Yes.
And do we see some of that in this text exchange in States Exhibit 3?
Yes.
And what is the very last thing he says to you?
The very last thing is you'll regret this.
Now I'm going to publish States Exhibit 4. Is this a continuation of the same text message?
Yes.
So at the top of the message, he says that you're going to regret this and calls you stubborn and that you're causing hurt. What does he say in the next message?
Is that what you want, to lose everything we have worked so hard for? I'm doing my best to be gentle. My very best. Yes, I get emotional because I don't want to blow up on the woman I love with all my heart.
So he was warning you that he was close to blowing up. Is that how that reads? I know you're shaking your head, but
Yes.
Sorry. Thank you. And then in the next message, what does he say?
You are better than Thelma and Candace. They should be taking advice from you. When I used to snoop on the iPad, you would vent your problems to her and she would just be like, whatever, here's my problem. Didn't even care about yours.
So in the beginning of the message, he's telling you you're going to regret it and you're stubborn. And then in the end, he's complimenting you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now I'm going to move on to States Exhibit 5. Is this a continuation of the same text?
Yes.
What does he say in the bottom of this message?
The bottom one?
Oh, sorry, the last two on the page.
Yes, it kills me that you don't want to come home and work things out. The Monette I know would have already asked me for forgiveness. Stop blaming me. Could you imagine where it would be now if when we started having problems, we could have started going to church. We could have done things differently for both of us. I could have gotten therapy all on my own. You could have done the same thing.
He said, I have gotten therapy all on my own, correct?
Oh, yes, I have gotten therapy all on my own.
Okay. Did you know he was going to therapy?
Yes, he had mentioned a couple times that he had been going, but I didn't know whether to believe him or not.
I'm going to show you States Exhibit 6. Is this a continuation of the same text message?
Yes.
Okay. And after the one that you just read, what does he say?
He says, okay, I'll head to Home Depot now for containers. I hope you read all of this. Thank you for having Selena come over last night. I really appreciate that.
So he's confirming what you just told the jury about sending Selena over there.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the screenshot that we see in the text now?
He sent me that screenshot of if he had custody of the girls and what I would have to pay him in child support.
How did that come up? Because obviously that's not part of the context of the previous text messages. Was there a phone call?
I'm sorry.
Was there a phone call?
There was a phone call. He had wanted the girls to stay home with him. He said where they belong. There was a point in time where it was during the summer of 23 when he had the girls and I would try and go and pick them up. And he wouldn't let me have them. He said that they were home where they belong. Um, and so I think this was just his way of scaring me into that he can take the girls and I would have to pay him child support.
Did you ever make those threats to him?
Never.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 7. Is this a continuation from the previous text?
Yes.
And what does he say in the first message you see on the screen?
Well, Ned, I'm sexually frustrated, honestly. You know this is how I get. Please respond to me. Fine, have it your way. You blame me, I blame him. I'm gonna go kill him.
And I know that that's a bad word, but since it's a quote, you can say it. What did he say?
I'm gonna go kill that motherfucker.
And what was your response?
I said, will you stop already? He has nothing to do with it. My decision is not based on him.
And what does Jesse say?
I've lost everything. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Right. And then on State's Exhibit 8, is this a continuation of the same text message?
Yes.
And what did he say?
I guess calling him my love was just as fake as calling me that. Decision. You don't know what the fuck you want. You haven't made one. Yes. This is a blessing. His car is not here. Come home on it. I just want you to come home. I'm losing my shit.
And then there's a voice memo. Do you remember generally what he said in the voice memo? If you don't, it's okay. I don't want you to.
At that time, no.
Okay. So again, we see him going back and forth between telling you he wants you to come home, he wants you to help relieve his sexual frustration, and then lashing out again. Is that correct?
Yes.
So when you had a phone, was there any other conversation during this back and forth where he made a comment that alarmed you?
Yes, it was the morning of the 19th.
And tell us about that.
Text messages started out fine. Phone call was okay.
Did you confront him about what he said about Madison the night before?
Yes.
And how did that go?
His response to me from that was, what would you do if I killed all the girls and laughed at you in the courtroom?
Cindy's asking for clarification. What did you say at the last part?
What would you do if I shot the girls and laughed at you in the courtroom?
And how did that comment make you feel?
I was hysterical. How can you say something like that?
Did you do anything in response to hearing that comment?
I hung up the phone and I called the girls' school to try and take him off of the pickup list because I didn't want him to take the girls out of school.
Were you able to?
No, because nothing was finalized with the divorce. I couldn't do it.
Now, when these comments were being made by him in October, had there been some changes to the plans for him to pick up the girls after school?
Yes. When he got to a point where he was very upset because I wasn't coming home, we had decided that the girls were just going to stay at our neighbor's house and I would just pick them up when I got off of work. So he wasn't going to pick them up anymore.
So when he was making these comments, as far as you knew, he wasn't going to be the one picking up the girls from school, or he shouldn't have been.
Correct.
Did you, at any point, were you afraid that he might actually follow through on any of these threats?
I was back and forth. I would like to think that he wouldn't, but at this point, I didn't know.
So did you let the girls go to school that day?
I did.
Did you have to work that day?
I did.
And as far as you knew, the girls were going to go to your neighbor's house.
Yes.
Okay. So after you got off work, what did you do?
I got off work. I went to our neighbor's house to pick up the girls. When I got there, they weren't there. Texted him, called him. His location was turned off on his phone. So I didn't know where he was.
Did you think he had the girls?
Yes, because they were not at the neighbor's house.
And
And then that's when my neighbor told me that our youngest daughter saw him outside after school and had ran down the street to him. And then they came back and they picked up McKinley, our middle daughter, and they left, but she didn't know where they were going. When I
what did
had
you, sorry, I'm going to ask you one more question. What did you do when you heard this?
I checked his location, that's when I noticed still that it was off. I was texting him, calling him. He wasn't answering his phone. He finally texted me back and said that he was in Dilley. And I asked him why, because it was a school night, if he was coming back tonight or that night.
And how far away is Dilly from here?
It's about an hour and a half south.
Were you worried given the conversation and the texts that you guys had had?
Yes.
And when you, how long was it after you began reaching out to him to find out where he was that they showed up back at the house?
Maybe an hour and a half.
So he was responding to you while you were texting, even
Yeah.
though he was telling you that he was in Dilley.
Yes.
Okay. When he got back to the house, were the girls with him?
Yes.
Did you find out what they had done?
They went to go see the new Barbie movie that came out because our middle daughter's birthday was just 2 days before this happened,
But he told you the whole time that they were in Dilley.
that they were in Dilley.
And then when he got there with the girls, what were the next steps?
They got out of his car. McKinley, our middle daughter, pretty much knew the routine at that point. She got her stuff, started walking to my car. Our youngest daughter says she didn't want to be. But I told her we had to. That it was time to go. But she just wanted to stay with her dad. She was trying to go back into the house, but I didn't let her. And then the arguing just started between me and him.
And what was the argument about?
Why I wouldn't just give in and come home.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
The notice that I want to be from. Show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 9 for identification and ask if there are any markings on State's Exhibit 9 that you recognize.
Yes.
And what are those markings?
My initials and the date for the surveillance camera.
So you've reviewed State's Exhibit 9,
Yes.
and it is, you said surveillance camera?
Yes.
And does State's Exhibit 9 fair and accurately depict what the camera has caught?
Yes.
And what was that?
We were
Just generally, what does the camera pick up? Is it the argument?
in the argument in the driveway of the house.
Okay. And from your review of State's Exhibit 9, have there been any alterations or deletions or anything that make it not accurate?
No.
Your Honor, we'd like to offer into evidence Exhibit 9.
Any
No
objection?
objection.
State's Exhibit number 9 is admitted without objection.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
So I'm gonna pause the video at 6 seconds just so we can get an idea of what we're seeing. Is this camera on your home or the next door neighbor's home?
The next door neighbors.
Okay, so which house is yours, or was the one Jesse was living in at the time?
The one to the left with the maroon trailblazer in the driveway.
And if we. We zoom in a little bit on the back of the Trailblazer. Is that you standing behind it?
Yes.
All right. May I approach, John?
Yes.
So I just want to give everybody orientation from the maps that we have here in Safety Exhibit 2A. So your address is 6239 Alta Puerta, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and so the surveillance video that we're seeing right now, which house is that from?
623.
Who is that in the video with the gas can?
Jesse Prado.
Where are your girls when this is happening?
They're in my car.
And
They're parked right there on the street with the lights on.
okay. And to the right of the screen, do we see anybody else in the area?
Yes, there was a bunch of kids playing outside.
And right there when the video ended. Are you calling the cops?
Yes.
When he grabbed that gas can and you were trying to fight it away from him, did you get gasoline on you?
I did.
And could you smell it? Could you tell that what he was pouring was actually gasoline?
Yes.
And so you did call the cops?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 10. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 10?
Yes.
Okay, and is that the 911 call that you made
Yes.
to say?
Yes.
Your Honor, we'll offer State's Exhibit 10 into evidence.
We reviewed a judge, no objection.
State's Exhibit number 10 is admitted without objection.
May I publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
I need a cop to come to 6239 Alta Puerta, please, immediately. 239 Alta Puerta? Yes, immediately. What is your name? Monette, Monette. I'm going through a nasty divorce right now, and my husband is just, huh? What's your last name? Ellis, Ellis. And what is your phone number? 830-965-3233. And what's going on there? I'm going through a nasty divorce right now. My husband cannot accept the fact that I'm done. I'm going through the divorce. And he's hauling gasoline through the house, I guess, trying to set the motherfucker on fire. He's hauling gasoline into the house? Yes.
I'm going to pause it at 47 seconds. Monette, is that your voice?
Yes.
When you say he's hauling gasoline, what do you mean?
He had started pouring it down the driveway in through the garage. And then he went in through the garage door, which goes into the kitchen, and he locked the door behind him.
That's fine. I'll keep playing the 911.
And you tried to light the house on fire? I'm assuming, motherfucker's crazy. You're assuming, so is he actually pouring the gasoline? Oh, he fucking locked the door. He fucking kidding me, man. Matt, I should have. Yes. Is he pouring the gasoline inside the house? He's pouring the gasoline throughout the house. And he was, what, thinking, like, when to light the house on fire? He's got a fucking thing in his hand. What does he have in his hand? Stop. He has this fucking torch in his hand. Stop. Stop already. Stop. Stop already. Matt. Stop. Matt. Stop. Yes. Matt.
That voice in the background, is that Jesse?
Yes.
And what is he doing, if you remember?
He came out the front door and he had a like a handheld torch thing in his hand. And he started walking up the driveway where he started pouring the gasoline.
Did he ask you who you were on the phone with?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Renette, I'm going to show you what's in marked States Exhibits 11 and 12 and ask if you recognize them.
Yes.
Are States Exhibits 11 and 12 fair and accurate depictions of the items contained in the photographs?
Yes.
Your Honor will offer into evidence States Exhibits 11 and 12.
No objection.
All right, states exhibits number 11 and 12 are admitted without objection.
Can I publish them?
Yes.
What States Exhibit 11, Renette?
The gas can that he had in his hand.
Okay. And where is this when this photograph was taken?
I was on the back porch.
And States Exhibit 12.
The torch that he had in his hand when he walked out.
Okay, I'll resume playing the for the 911 call.
Weapons on. I'm sorry? Is there any weapons on it? No. And he intoxicated right now? Stop. So what? Yeah, he intoxicated right now? No. Stop. Ma'am, what's his name? Jesse. Jesse what? Stop. Jesse what? TRADO. What's the stop already? 21783. Do not do this in front of the road, Jesse. Yes. Stop. Stop already. No, stop already. What's going on? Stop. I'm trying to keep him from lighting the house on fire. What are you talking about? Stop. Ma'am, you have 6239 on Yes. Ma'am, have you hurt you or anything? No. Has it hurt you or anything also? No.
What does Jesse say right there in the background?
I'm gonna shoot them. He said it as he was grabbing the magazine rifles out of the back of the car.
He was asking who you'd called, who you were calling, who you're on the phone with,
Yes.
and now, is this just based on your best recollection, something to the effect of this, of
Yeah.
that comment?
Yeah.
No. Has it hurt you or anything also? No.
Me. Get your hands off me. Hands off me.
Yes.
What does he say to you at the end?
I think he said something along the lines of, I did this, I'll regret it.
And when your voice is getting really frantic there towards the end, what is he doing with that torch?
He tried to kneel down and light the part of the driveway that he had poured the gas on, but I had kicked it out of the way. And I was trying to wrestle it out of his hand. And that's how it ended up dropping just in the grass in the front yard.
Did he actually like turn the fire on the torch?
I think it had like started, but like it glitched. I don't know what the term is.
You saw like sparks or the flames start to come
Yeah.
out? Okay. You mentioned that after he made the comment about shooting or whatever it was that you said that he said in the background of that 911 call, that he went to his car and he got some rifle magazines.
Yes.
And because he has kept guns in the house, are you familiar with what rifle magazines look like?
Yes.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
Mona, I'm going to show you what's been marked States Exhibit 13 and ask if you recognize what's contained in States Exhibit 13.
Yes.
Are those fair and accurate pictures of rifle magazines?
Yes.
Your Honor, we'd like to offer into evidence States Exhibit 13.
No objection.
State's exhibit number 13 is admitted without objection.
May I publish?
Yes.
Are the pictures or the items contained within States Exhibit 13, are those the kind of things that you saw him taking out of the back of his car?
Yes.
And where did he go with them after he took them from the car?
He ran back inside the house, and through the front door and locked the door behind him.
And what did you do in response to that?
At that point, the girls were trying to get out of the car. I hurried them back into the car, and we drove just a few houses down.
Do you know which house you went to?
Yes.
Do you know the address? Or do you just, if I showed you the map, would you be able to point it out? Okay.
Yes.
What was the name of the person whose house you went to?
Miss Carol.
Does she have a really long last name that's hard to pronounce?
Yes.
Which house is Carol's?
It's 16321.
So it is 1, 2, 3 houses down
3
from
houses
yours?
down.
Okay. Now, on the 911 call, obviously things are heated, and you say that motherfucker's crazy. During your marriage, was Jesse ever diagnosed or treated for any mental illness that you know of?
No.
Did you ever fear or worry that he might suffer from mental illness?
No.
So when you got to Carol's, did you go inside immediately or what happened?
No. I pulled my car in her driveway. She was outside. We were talking. And then I saw the cop cars pull up, and so I had gotten out of my car, because I saw them running towards the house and I was running down the sidewalk trying to stop them. And I said, stop, he has guns in the house. And both of the officers turned around and told me to get the kids inside and telling all the other neighbor kids that were still outside to go home. So I turned around and I was trying to get the kids out of my car.
When you went to the house, when the officers were there, when you went to talk to the officers, did you relate to them, I guess briefly, what had just happened between you and Jesse?
Yes.
And you let them know that he had a rifle in the house?
I don't think I specifically said rifle. I think I just said he has guns in the house.
Okay. And what did they do in response to that? It's with, as far as you go, not the other kids telling them to get out of the street or anything, with you.
They told me to get my kids into the house, go get them in the house, and then they turned around to back to their cop cars.
Okay. And excuse me. Sorry. How long were you at Carol's house before gunfire rang out?
Minute?
May I approach them?
Yes.
But I'm going to show you what's in State's Exhibit 14 for identification and ask if you recognize anything on State's Exhibit 14.
Yes.
What does State's Exhibit 14 have that you recognize?
It's the surveillance camera from Miss Carol's house.
And does it have your signature?
It has my initials and the date.
So when you watch State's Exhibit 14, did you determine that it's a fair and accurate recording of what happened when you and the girls got to Carol's house?
Yes.
I would like to offer an evidence State's Exhibit 14.
No objection.
State's Exhibit 14 is admitted without objection.
May I publish that?
Yes.
So you and the girls were still outside 50 feet, 60 feet from Jesse when he started shooting.
Yes.
What happened after you guys made it inside?
The girls ran to the back of the house. They were crying and screaming, and all I could do was just fall to my knees.
And did you stay in the house until the remainder of, or I guess until the end of the ordeal that you weren't present for?
Yes.
So you didn't see the rest of what happened after you got in the house?
No.
At some point, did a police officer make contact with you at Carol's house?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have us take our lunch break at this time. I'm going to have you all to come back at 1:15. You will not meet in this courtroom. You'll meet in the jury room, and Deputy Laura will give you instructions in regards to that. Remember these instructions. I'm going to repeat them every time we break. Pretty soon, you should be able to recite them back to me before I even say it. Number one, you're not allowed to do any investigation on this case. Do not Google, do not use any type of media. Everything that you need to know about this case is to come from inside the courtroom. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
You're not to start deliberating or internalizing anything about this case while you're outside the courtroom. Does everyone understand? I will let you know when it's time for you to deliberate. I'm going to ask as you go for lunch and when you're, oh, you may be seated. As you go for lunch and when you're in the courthouse, make sure that your badges are visibly displayed, because sometimes you'll have attorneys who may be talking about cases. It may not necessarily be about this case, but they won't talk around you if they can see that you are jurors. The other thing, sometimes you're going to see people come from this door. The reason why they're coming through that door, because they don't read the sign that says, do not come through this door, we're in a jury trial. The people who come from this side, Usually it's the staff and it's for me and it's for documents that I have to sign, and it has absolutely nothing to do about this case. And sometimes we'll have students who are thinking about becoming attorneys come in, or either court reporters who are trying to practice. But with the court reporters who are coming in to practice for their exams, that's not the official record. The official record is with the court reporter here, Cindy. Does everyone understand? All right, with that being said, you'll meet back in the jury room at 1:15, and I'll have the deputy take you there. All right, everyone, please rise for the jurors.